see where it goes. Do you think your poetry started the process for you, the letting it out process, or did it? Was it music, or was it the Anton Fisher and the poetry started this, and then did it lead into other things? Because you said then you started doing your music, then you started doing all these things. Did it all come together at the same time? Do you think one triggered the others?
Yeah, I think one triggered the others because honestly, I dealt with all of my pain and my issues when I was in college. And I did my therapy and I did all of that stuff. And I made sure before I finished that all of that was taken care of. So then it was just like, I kept saying, Lord, Lord, I want to tell my story. I'm ready, I'm healed, I'm ready, and I won't judge. And I can look back and write without hurting and being angry and bitter, you know, years later, not that many years. That's when it all just started to come out. So that I really think that he did not want me to write with anger. You can't write bringing all that past into it, because people will be like, oh, that's just bitter. You know, get over yourself, it's bitter. Okay, move forward, you know, because it's not really about that. So then it turned into, yeah, me getting my life story out, but me helping others and me remembering my fears and why I was afraid to speak. And, you know, and poetry became my platform to speak. So it all came out randomly like that.
And then everything else followed.
Everything followed suit, yep. The way it should be. Yeah.
All the creativity.
All the creativity just came out of me. Yeah.
Including her opera.
Right. Yeah, it's a fun journey.
Found this organization?
Actually, David Damani, who was also singer, actor from Porgy and Bess, we were discussing, we always wanted to start our own companies. I wanted to start an opera company, and he wanted to do a theater company. And he was bemoaning about the fate of the black man in the acting world. And I was saying, well, it's the same in the opera world. And one day he kept complaining. I said, why don't you start your company? What are you waiting for? And I came back, I went on a trip and came back, and he's like, so when are we starting? I said, we? What is this we thing? And did the Jake, yes.
Right, okay.
And so we decided to get going on it and start putting some ideas together. And then we brought in a close friend of David's who works at Circle in the Square. She's got all the technical knowledge. She's a director, so she's got the logical side of it, and I bring a lot of business side to it because, you know, I've run businesses before and things of that sort. And David, you know, has an overall gift for looking at the overall picture and seeing where he wants to steer it. So the three of us started this company with the idea of multicultural casting, non-traditional, not going one way or the other, but trying to bring everybody together, because that's what the world we live in. We don't live in a black society or a white society or an Asian society. It's a complete society, and you don't see that, unfortunately, when you go to shows. It's always the black piece or this piece that has maybe one Asian in it, and that's not the world we live in. So we're trying to represent the world we live in, and we also do new works. And we try not to do just one type. We try to do many things. Poetry. We are commissioning an opera for 2 years from now. We have 2 children's plays going up this summer. So, you know, we try to do everything, and we also put it through a different light. The one play we're doing, Thousand Cranes, is about a Japanese girl, but our lead person is deaf, the lead actress. And everybody in the cast signs along with her. So, you know, we just try to keep it open for everyone. And that's how the Ritual Theater Company got started. And I'm very proud. We're going to, actually, this is just the first reading for Jeanette's poetry. And we have plans to mount it and stage it also.
Did you get any funding?
We actually have our first grant coming through.
Yay.
So this is our first show, I know. And our show, the summer run that we're getting ready to do, is our first show, official. And then we're touring our 2 children plays. We're doing Otello also in the schools, the children play. We've narrowed it down to 90 minutes, and it's a mixed cast. It's actually, instead of it being a Caucasian cast, it's all Latino. And that makes up the community. And then you have Otello, who is African American, and Cassio is now Cassia, and she's also African American. So we've expanded it a lot of ways and narrowed it down. So, and we also present it like Law and Order and CSI. So, you know, the kids who don't understand Shakespeare don't get lost as it's going along. So we've got those 2 productions. The kids productions happening in the fall. And then we have one piece from an African writer that we translate from French that we are going to do a reading next year with that one. And then, like I said, we have Legacy, the opera based on Stanley Tookie Williams, which is a long-term project, but we're hoping to debut that on Broadway. So we're starting the fundraising now for 2-3 years, and we have Grammy nominee Valerie Coleman writing the music for that. She was nominated for Best Classical Crossover Album this year, so it's kind of perfect for Broadway. It's that in between, don't know what it is, but it's so accessible. She writes with African rhythms and Cuban rhythms, and it sounds like Stevie Wonder, but it's not. It's amazing music. So we're really excited to put her stuff up on Broadway. And we have Victim Term Victorious that will be touring at the poetry cafes and things of that sort once we get it all together. So a lot of stuff happening for us. It only gets bigger and better, you know. So keep pushing. So
Keep staying victorious, people.